Alright, so step one, in order to get the rocker cover off, you need to remove the spark plug cap. So you just go ahead and pull that out. Make sure it's all the way out. Okay, so next you're going to have to take off the two head cover, rocker cover bolts right here. So you take that out and that one out. And then with the rocker cover off, now you're going to want to go ahead and pull out your spark plug out of the hole right here. I went ahead and did it already because I kind of need two hands to do it. You do this because next we are going to have to turn the engine over, and without the spark plug in there's no compression at all. It makes it easier. Okay, with that done, you're going to move from the head now down to the crankshaft hole cap, which is this thing right here, and you're going to want to go ahead and remove that. With the cap off, you are now going to want to put the engine at top dead center. Now to do this, you're going to have to turn it over, however which way you want to do that, until you see this. There's a punch mark, it's kind of hard to see, a round punch mark where my finger's pointing on the crankshaft. You need that to line up with this outer arrow here, and that means you're at top dead center. With that done, you go to your owner's manual and find the valve clearance section, and there they will list the specifications for both your intake and exhaust valve clearances. So now you get your feeler gauge and the right thickness feeler gauge for whatever valves you're doing. I'm going to be doing the intake valves first, so they are underneath this camshaft here, is camshaft lobes. So you come in with your feeler gauge. On the back side is easiest on this engine, and you just want to slide it underneath those camshaft lobes, and between the cam and the bucket, the valve buckets, you should be able to slide that feeler gauge there. I can just feel it going in now, and you should be able to feel it move in and out freely. Yeah, there. So then you know you have the right clearance, and do that for both your valves. Okay, so with the intakes checked, you now do your exhaust. So go to your owner's manual and check that you have the right feeler gauge thickness and select it from the stack, and you go over to your exhaust side. Now there's the one top of the exhaust valve there, and then your other one's over here. Okay, now to do these, you have to slip it underneath the rocker arm, which is this, and there's a bit of a gap between the rocker arm tip and the valve bucket on the end, so that's where you stick your feeler gauge. Now whatever angle's best, this one, that one works there. You got to bend your feeler gauge a bit, and I just felt that go in there. So you should be able to slide it easily underneath, and do the same for the other side. If for either your intake or exhaust valves you can't physically get your feeler gauge jammed in between, for this intake you can't get it between the camshaft lobe and your intake valve bucket, then you know your valve has tightened up. Same for your exhaust. If you cannot get that feeler gauge underneath that rocker arm tip and the top of that valve, and that's tightened up and it's not good. Once you have checked that both exhaust and intake valves are in spec, you can go ahead and reverse the order of how you took it apart and throw everything back together.